$1 million just for permission. That's what the champion pays for this season's license. Not the car, the paperwork. The rookie beside him pays $11,000. Same license, same season. And it starts here at 12. $5 to $12 million to arrive. You pay that. Sounds like a sport. It's an entry fee. One father spent $80 million putting his son in the car. This is marked up. 22 seats on Earth. 22 races. Act 1. The price of permission. Being the fastest kid in the country gets you nowhere on its own. Before anyone lets you race an F1 car, you need points. 40 of them, collected in approved series, inside 3 years. Plus 300 kilometers in an actual F1 car, a Grade A license, a theory test, and 18 years of age. 300 kilometers at racing speed, in a machine nobody is going to lend you for the afternoon. Colton Herta spent 7 years winning races in IndyCar. In America, he was a star. All of it bought him 35 points. He needed 40. So this year, at 26, he's a rookie again, in Formula 2, buying the last 5. It isn't going well. He sits 16th, 39 points off the position he needs. The backup plan is 4 practice runs for Cadillac. 1 point each if he completes 100 kilometers. Permission, sold by the kilometer. And he threw 2 of those points away with a penalty at Monaco, which tells you how thin the margin is. All of that is for a job market of 22 positions. 11 teams, 2 cars each. Cadillac joining this year was the first new team since 2016. 2 seats, added to the entire planet supply. 22 races this season, too, after Saudi Arabia came off the calendar. Here's the part that should worry you. That license is the cheapest thing on the whole list. Act 2. The ladder. It starts with a child in a rented cart, and it starts costing money almost immediately. 6 to 8 years of karting is $300,000 to $800,000 before a car with wings. 1 international weekend, 10 to 12,000 euros for the package alone. 1,700 to rent an engine for the weekend. 250 a set of tires, and you'll go through several. A full international season in karting is 120 to 250,000 euros, which is why the family stories read the way they do. Lewis Hamilton's father worked 4 jobs to keep his son in karts. $9 million. 1 family, then the ladder proper, and every rung costs roughly 10 times the one below it. Formula 4, at 15, 2 to 300,000 a season. Formula 3, at 17, 800,000 to 1.2 million, assuming you don't crash much, and the damage isn't hypothetical. Carbon fiber brakes at contact speeds, and the invoice goes to your side. Formula 2, the last step, $3 million a season, and most drivers need 2 or 3 of them. Now the reversal nobody mentions at the karting track. In Formula 2, there is no salary at all. You pay the team for the seat. You're the customer. Your own sponsors at that level bring $50,000 to $150,000 a year. Against a $3 million seat, that's decoration. Somebody else pays. This is the kitchen table version. Remortgages, second jobs, and a family budget bend around one child's weekends. And this is the other version. Lawrence Stroll reportedly paid $79 million moving his son from Formula 4 to Formula 1. The only other door is an academy. A team pays for your season and takes a hold on your career, which is a polite way of saying somebody now owns the seasons you haven't driven yet. And the deal is renewed on results. Win, and it continues. Have a quiet year at 19, and the money goes to somebody who didn't. There are over 100,000 active karters in the world right now. 15 to 20 of them will ever reach Formula 1. Theo Pourchaire won Formula 2 in 2023. He beat everyone on the last rung, and no F1 team gave him a seat. This month he signed with Opel in Formula E. It's his first full single-seater season since the title. Being one of the 200 best drivers alive is not a qualification. 22 is. Act 3. What you're actually selling. And then, if one of those 22 doors opens, the money changes direction. Somebody starts paying you. Reported salaries this season. Verstappen $70 million, Hamilton $60, Leclerc and Russell 34 each. The rookies are on 500,000 to a million. Same grid, same risk, same 22 races. So you spent 8 million arriving to earn 500,000. Year one is not a payday, it's a probation period. But here's the question that actually matters. Where does driver money come from? Because mostly, it isn't the salary. Estimates put every salary on the grid together at about 330 million. Total driver income, 777. More than half of what drivers earn, they earn out of the car. So you sell the things a team can't sell for you. Your own sponsors, on your own overalls. Your name, your face, the design on your helmet. Appearance days, sold in blocks, written into the contract before you sign it. The salary covers the driving, the testing, the media, and those sponsor days. Driving is one of the duties. Then the bonuses. Reported bans, 250,000 to 500,000 for a win, 50 to 150,000 for a podium, and around 10,000 a point. All of that is normally private. One case isn't, because it sits in a public filing. Aston Martin paid $12.3 million to Lance Stroll's racing company, up from $5.6 million the year before. Read the line again. The people who keep your body working are billed to your side of the ledger. And in the same filings, Stroll's company paid about 500,000 back to Aston Martin in sponsorship. Now the part that surprises everyone. The prize money isn't yours. None of it. Formula One pays out about $1.6 billion a year, and every dollar of it goes to the teams. 75% on this year's standings, 20% on the last 10 seasons, and 5% to Ferrari for having existed since 1950. You score the points. The points pay your employer, which reframes the whole job. You aren't paid for lap time. You're paid because a camera follows you and a logo rides on your collar. That's why the successful ones build companies, brands, and merchandise lines while they're still driving. The uncomfortable version. The driver who sells himself best out-earns the driver who is merely quicker. $777 million a year for 22 people. Most of it earned standing still. Act 4. The bills follow you home. Because the job itself is an operating cost, and the body is the equipment. 5 to 6 G through the corners. 50 degrees in the cockpit. Up to 5% of your body weight. Gone is sweat. A heart rate of 160 to 180, held for 2 hours, 22 times a year. From this season, the FIA makes cooling vests compulsory whenever it declares a heat hazard. Keeping a body inside those numbers takes a trainer, a physio, and a year-round program. And you already know whose invoice that is. Then the manager. 10 to 20% of everything, not just of the salary. 22 races on 5 continents, plus testing, simulator days, media days, and the sponsor blocks. The simulator alone can eat the weeks between races. And 12 of the 22 drivers on this grid live at the same address. Monaco. 0 income tax, on one condition, 183 days a year inside the principality. Unless you're French. A treaty taxes French citizens wherever they live, so for them the whole exercise does nothing at all. The seat is molded to your spine, the helmet is fitted to your skull, and you'll spend more nights in hotels than at that famous address. The address is part of the job. So is the trainer and the manager's cut. Act 5. The price of winning. Now go back to the first frame and the license you need before any of this counts. Here's how the FIA prices it. A base fee of €11,842, plus 2,392 for every point. So this year's bill is written by how well you drove last year. Lando Norris won the championship with 423 points, which makes his license for this season €1,023,507. 86 times what the rookie in the next garage pays. Same document. Same season, same 22 races. Verstappen finished 2 points behind him and pays $1,018,000. 5 drivers on this grid pay the base fee alone. The record still belongs to Verstappen, about $1.3 million, priced off 575 points. On $70 million a year, €1 million license is a rounding error. But score 40 points in a bad car on a rookie wage, and the same formula hands you a six-figure bill. A tax on doing well. It's the only job I can think of where the invoice tracks the trophy. Act 6. Was any of it worth it? If you've stayed this long, hit the like button. It's free, it takes a second, and it decides whether the next one of these gets made. Somewhere this weekend, 100,000 people are paying money to do this. Most of them are 11 years old. 22 are being paid. That ratio is the entire story of this sports money. And still, on Sunday morning, a van and a trailer leave a driveway somewhere with one cart in the back. Every one of the 22 will tell you it was worth it. They're also the survivors, so of course they will. What the arithmetic says is simpler. Nobody buys a career here. They buy the right to be considered 100 kilometers at a time. If this is your kind of arithmetic, I ran the same numbers on a tennis career, a sport with no employer at all, and on a football club, where the wages are somebody else's problem. Both are on the channel. Real numbers, real sources. Every figure is in the pinned comment. €1 million for permission. And now you know who charges it, and why it goes up when you win.